So you want to assign some people to system roles within Moodle. So within Moodle, we have three types of system roles. The top level, the highest level, which is no customizations available because they have access to absolutely everything, is called Site Administration. The one under that is called Manager, and the one under that is called Course Creator. And they basically work on a hierarchical tier. So Site Admin has the most access, Manager has the next level down, so some restrictions, Course Creator has the next level down as well and has some further restrictions on top of that. All these roles, though, are site-based. So when I hold that role, I hold it across the entire site. And out of the box, they're the only three roles that actually do this. So typically, everybody else, other than people who are assigned to those three roles, when they log into Moodle, they come into the system as what we call an authenticated user. And that's what they're known as. The only other people who aren't necessarily just simply authenticated users are the ones that hold those three roles that I was just talking about. So the site admin, the manager, and the course creator. When we talk about the teacher roles and the student roles, that is actually assigned to people at a course level. So if I logged into Moodle as a learner, I don't actually take on that learner role until I actually go inside a course. When I'm just looking at the home page and that, I'm considered an authenticated user. So what I'm wanting to do today is I'm just wanting to assign that person that I created in another one of my videos earlier, and I'm wanting to assign them to one of the roles, maybe to a manager role and maybe the site admin role as well. Typically somebody wouldn't be in the two roles at once, but I'll just use a couple of sample people so that we can have a look at how this might work. So as you can see on my screen here, I'm sitting within the site administration menu. So I've expanded my admin menu on the left-hand side. I've scrolled down and I've clicked on Site Administration, and that's brought me here. I want to go across to the second tab along, which is the Users tab. So in the middle there, click on Users, and just scroll down to the Permissions area. So as you'll see, I've got permissions here. Now what I'm wanting to do, the first thing I might want to do is assign another site administrator to my site. Now there's no limit on the number of site admins that you can have, although we do sort of recommend don't, give it out to absolutely everybody. We sort of want to, limit how many people actually have this access because that gives full global access over everything. There's nothing a site admin can't do. So what happens is when I click on Site Administration, it brings me to this standard Moodle user selection box. And how this works is that we have all the potential people that are registered with the site on the right-hand side. We would select their name, click Add, and they will then move across to the left-hand side, which now means that they are actually within that group, they are part of that role, whatever it might be. We do use this user selection box in quite a few areas. Now, if there's too many people in the list, so if there's too many potential users, you will get a notification here that says too many to list, and please start typing. And what it's saying to you is to start typing the user's name in the search box of who you're actually wanting to find. And then it'll narrow the search down as it starts getting them, as it sort of starts reducing that list. So if you had 10,000 users, obviously you're not wanting to scroll through that list of 10,000 people. You want to type in their name and narrow that search down a little bit. So I've done exactly that. I found the user who I'm wanting, so I'm going to use my test user that I created, and I'm going to add them into the site admin role. So select their name, click Add. They move across to the left-hand side. Confirmation, because this is a site admin, it's a very high level role. We want to confirm that we don't accidentally add the wrong person. So we click continue, moves them across to the left hand side, and now it's reloaded. You'll see that they are now test user 12 is now a site admin. So next time they log in into the system, they will now have all the relevant permissions that come with site administration, including the additional features in the left hand menu bar, for example. So that's not the only role. If I wanted to just say I went, this test user, actually I didn't mean to give them site admin. I wanted to give them manager access instead, for example. I can come in here and I can simply, just as easily as I added the permission, I can remove the permission. So in this case, I'll click on their name on the left, click remove, and their name will now move to the right-hand side and they will go back into the potential users list and they're now removed. So next time they log in, they will now just be, at this stage, an authenticated user again because we've removed that additional level of permission for them. All right, so now I'm going to say, all right, so it wasn't actually a site admin that I wanted them to be a manager. So what I'm going to do is just go through the steps again. So on the left-hand menu bar, under administration, I'll go back into site administration. I'm going to click on the users tab, the second one along. scroll down to permissions, and you'll see that so just that example just before we were in site administrators, I'm now going to go down to the fourth option down, the assign system roles. And I'll click on that. And this is taking me to the other system roles that have been set up within the system. So now typically Moodle out of the box will only have 2 extras. So it'll have manager and course creator. These additional ones have been ones that we've set up as a part of this particular system that we're running here. So as you can see, when I look at the manager role, there's already 2 people assigned to it. So it says there's 2 people with that role, and who are they? So there's their names there. And I can also see under the course creator role, there's 1 person, and that's who it is. So to assign somebody into one of these roles, I simply click on the title of that role. So my test user that I created, the test 12, user 12, I want to make a manager. So I'll click on the manager name, and it will take me to that exactly same user selection box again. Now, when we looked at site administrators, I could only add 1 person at a time, just simply because of you're giving so much permission at a time. So it just lets you do 1 at a time. When I'm doing managers or anything below that, I can select multiples. So you can select multiples, you can hold your control or command key and select multiples that way, but it does give you that ability. In my case, all I want to do is find test user 12, so I'll select them, click add, they move across the left-hand side, and now test user 12 has access as a manager and gives them access to all those permissions that come with it across the entire system now. So as you can see here, we do have that little warning message up the top of the system, which does tell you that when you assign people roles at this level, they will carry that role throughout the entire system. So you just need to be aware of that and map out accordingly who you would like to hold that role. Once I'm finished, I can scroll back down to the bottom of the page and click back to list of all roles, for example, and that will take me back to that list. So now I could move on and I could assign some people as a course creator, for example, or maybe I might want to tweak that manager role further from there.